is a cold and wet day here in Bristol, but today we are off to Avon Gorge to visit one of the UK's top 3 sites of rare plant species. Despite over 30 species growing in this area, invasive plants are threatening their survival.
Various solutions have been tried and tested to control the spread of these invasive species, but nothing has worked out. Until 2011, when an unexpected hero was brought in to save the rare plant species and allow it to thrive.
So come on, Arushi, let's go and find out more, shall we?
Yeah, right behind you, Lewis.
The site we are heading to today is known as the Gully. It is a fantastic place within the Avon Gorge that is not only home to rare plants, but also home to our hairy conservation heroes. I'm meeting with Anna Stevens today to learn more about the Gully and some of the rare plant species that grow here. I understand that this is a site of special scientific interest, but is in the top 3 for rare plants in the UK. So what can be found here?
Yes, it is a site of special scientific interest, so SSSI. It is also a special area of conservation, so it's an SAC, which is an international designation as well. It has everything going for it in the gorge, and because of the habitat, the rare habitat we have here, the sheer amount of exposed carboniferous rock face, limestone rock face, we then get the grassy ledges growing, and that is what supports the rare species of plant. So we have over 30 officially rare and scarce species of plants here. So you will find plants such as the Bristol onion, otherwise known as the round-headed leek, and that is a nationally rare plant. It grows wild only here. It doesn't grow wild anywhere else in the UK.
Wow.
We have the Bristol rock cress, which is also nationally rare, but that's internationally quite rare as well. So that's a very special, very delicate plant.
I then wanted to know what was threatening these rare plants.
The threat for them comes from the loss of habitat, really. So before, the gully was wooded. About 20 years ago, it was very much wooded. Trees had grown up over the last 100 or so years, and the gully was wooded, and they just weren't giving the opportunity for any of our rare species of plant to grow. Some of the tree species that were planted here by the Victorians are non-native, so they are not in balance with our ecosystem here, and they outcompete a lot of other species. So they were not able to grow because of being outshaded and outcompeted by other species, and we've lost a lot of our biodiversity, which is a real shame.
Protecting these rare species is critical for conserving local biodiversity. Anna showed me where these plants can be found, starting with the rock cress.
Ah, there's one. There we go. I
We
just
found
spotted
one.
it. So this was the flowering spike, and where the seeds come from.
Okay.
So that a month or so ago, these had little white flowers on them, beautiful, delicate little flowers, and I can recognise the leaf shape. There's a rosette of leaves there.
Anna then showed me the Bristol onion, where I was surprised to hear its unique sound.
While Lewis and Anna are busy exploring the rare plants, I'm heading to meet with Erin Waters to learn how these goats aid their survival.
Hi, Erin. Hi. Thank you very much for your time.
The first thing I wanted to know was why these goats were chosen for this project.
They were chosen because they really fit the landscape really well. Also because of how they eat, really, because some goats graze, they eat the grass, but these goats browse, which means they ignore the grass, they ignore the flowers, they ignore the small plants, and they go for kind of the new growth of trees or scrub, and the really spiky stuff and the woody stuff and the hard stuff, they love to eat that. And that's great because that's what we don't want here in the gully. And the goats are really good because they eat that stuff up and they don't let it grow back. And the rare plants and the flowers can just really thrive kind of alongside the goats.
However, these goats were only introduced in 2011, I wondered what other methods they tried.
Before we had the goats, it was kind of, people going in, doing kind of manual, removing specific trees to create corridors for the grassland. And that was effective, but there was just no way that tree removal and scrub removal could keep up with the levels that it was growing. Because in 1 year, this whole thing would just be filled with scrub. And we, like, you know, people cannot keep up with it anywhere near as quickly as something like a goat could, because the goats live here and they eat here every single day and they're constantly working and they don't know it. They're just, you know, they're just being a goat, they're just eating. The goats are really well managing the scrub encroachment. They're managing that really well. The area that they're in, they're able to spread across all of it. They're handling it really well, and they're just doing such a great job, and that's even evidenced by being able to have sightings of all 6 of the rare plants that grow here, which means that the goats have evidently done a really brilliant job, because all 6 of them are out at the same time this year, so we're able to see them, see their success, and also the goats are pretty happy here, which is a success in itself. They're having a good time, they get on with each other, they like where they live, and yeah, that's pretty nice.
That was a wonderful conversation with Erin. A lot to learn about these hardworking goats. I'm excited to share all this with Lewis.
So how was your talk with Erin?
Oh, it was really good. She was really enthusiastic about the goats. She has such an amazing knowledge about goats.
Yeah, Anna was pretty interesting herself, actually. Because of her, I've developed a very new appreciation for plants. And
really?
I'm just really impressed with the work that they're doing here. It's warms my heart that, you know, there are people out there that care about this type of thing.
Yeah.
And I think, you know, people really need to learn about this more. And I can go home happy today.
Yay!
Yes.
Let's go.